Hey, what's up everybody? It's your boy Patty Stash. I'm here to talk about Everybody Holds. So, I'm not gonna go on for days here. This is going to be the first of many different videos that I'm gonna do talking about this project, but for today, all I wanna do is explain to people what's going on with this project, where I see it going, and why I actually think it could be the next billion-dollar meme coin. It's much more than a meme coin though. All right, so first off, let me just explain the history of it. Because if you pull up the chart and you look at the chart, you're probably thinking to yourself, what the hell's going on with this project? Exactly. You should be thinking that if you look at the chart. So let me explain and it'll make sense. When this project first came out, the idea was it's a new meme coin, blah, 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 exciting, fun. Okay? The project made a pretty insane pump over the first 2 weeks and it hit a market cap of $8 million. From that point forward, we have literally done nothing but bleed out. And there's a reason. There was conflict amongst the higher-ups within the project. The developer that created this project has created other projects in the past, and he hasn't really stuck around with them for whatever reason. I don't care. The past is the past. However, what he did with this is he created something very, very special. He created a contract that, in my eyes, is the safest ERC20 token that exists. It's unruggable. There is not a single wallet holding over 1% of the supply. There's not a single cluster of wallets that hold over maybe 1.3%. The fact is, I have been looking for a token that, in my opinion, is considered fair. What makes something fair? Everybody on the same playing field. So if all of us have a small percentage of the total supply, we're all basically shoulder to shoulder. We're all the same page. So in the 25 years I've been in the market, I have had people promise the world to me and underdeliver almost every single time. How many times have you been in a project where they go, we're going to do X, Y, Z, then all of a sudden, because the market conditions or whatever it may be, doesn't work out, and then they go, sorry. So what does that mean? Well, it means if you were waiting a year for that to play out, that entire year is gone. So what I've basically been doing for the last few years since I've been in crypto is I've been trying to find a token that I consider to be fair. I was thinking of creating my own token, but instead I decided not to do that because I have witnessed people trying to start their own tokens a million times, and every time they do, it turns out to be a disaster. So I said to myself, I could do the same thing, and I might have that statistical anomaly where I do create something special, but instead, by fate, I came across this project, and it fits every little single narrative that I looked for. It checks off every little single box that I look for when I buy into a project. So what is it? This project came out. Like any other project, it was new, it hyped, pumped, and it hit 8 million. That's a pretty good sized market cap in only 2 weeks. But over the last 3.5 months, it's done nothing but bleed out. Normally you would think, oh, that's not a good thing. But it's okay because there has been a massive shift. There is a massive shift going on, I should say. And what I'm basically talking about is the old administration, as you could call them, the former developer and the people that he associates with have decided to leave the project and start something else. Fine. Normally you would think that's not a good thing, but as fate would have it, and as I said, I was looking for a project that has a contract that's fair, and I have never come across a contract that's as fair as Hold. And what I mean is math, simple math, tokenomics, token distribution, everything makes sense. So if you talk to people that are veterans in the space and you ask them, hey, what do you look for in a project? And they go, well, I don't like it when a single wallet owns 20% of the supply. Why not? Well, if that one individual, if it's a retail holder, they decide they want to dump all 20%, your project is pretty much gone. And when I say gone, I mean it's rugged because you have so much at one time being dumped, destroys the price. That can't happen with Hold. With this project, instead, what we have is a collective of individuals all on the same page working toward the same goal. When I think back to the early days of the last bull market, I think everybody remembers I got into Shiba Inu at a sub $100,000 market cap. Yes, I sold too soon, but how did I know that Shiba Inu was going to be something special? Well, for one thing, I have over 20 years experience in the market, and a lot of people can't say that. That doesn't necessarily translate into anything, but if you go back and if you start looking at some of the things that I said at the beginning of the last market cycle, you might be a little, I don't want to say impressed, but I made some predictions that played out very accurately, and a lot of it has gone overlooked. I actually called the bottom of the market cycle to the day 2 times in a row over the last 2 market cycles, and I have the tweet to prove it. But that's not what I'm trying to say. What I am trying to say is I knew that Shiba Inu was a token that had immense value, but at the time, nobody else saw it. Nobody else cared about it. Everybody thought I was crazy. I'm talking about dogs and barking and pets and all this, and everyone's like, dude, Patty has lost his mind. But no, I have not lost my mind. I know exactly what I was talking about. So I got into Shiba Inu. Nobody else cared about it at the time, yet all I did, please, look at Shiba Inu, look at Shiba Inu. It's going to be the next Dogecoin. Nobody cared. But when did people start to care? They only started to care after the price started to pump. That's crypto. It's emotional. Everybody in this market does everything based on emotion. So if you're able to take ideas, take concepts, and formulate them into an idea, or into a full package, you have an advantage over everyone else. So this token, HOLD, not only is it a mathematical anomaly with insane tokenomics, but we have a group of about 16, 17 people now, all working on the same page to create the same concept, which is the best community token of all time. And when I say community token, I actually mean a community token. We don't have a set team. Yes, we do have a collective of individuals coming up with the same ideas, hopefully trying to come up with something that everybody likes. But what we're going to do is we're going to start implementing a consensus-based voting system for the community to figure out how they want to go about stuff. So, I'm rambling. Long story long, what is this project? It is going to be a community-based project. Purely, I just got something in my eye. Purely community-based. So, with it being community-based, the community has a say in what goes on. A lot of projects say they're community-based, but they're actually not. This is going to be different. This is going to be a project where, in my eyes, every single person in the market will be able to relate to this project for one reason or another. There's an analogy that I used the other day. They're talking about Conor McGregor. Why was Conor McGregor such a popular figure in the UFC? Well, there's a multitude of reasons. He's a good speaker. He's interesting. He's fun to watch. He's a great fighter. He's funny. He's got all of these little check marks that he checks off. So if that one thing doesn't sit right, maybe that one will. And you may not have recognized them initially because you didn't see this, but then all of a sudden you saw that. Everything about HOLD fits the same narrative of Conor McGregor. We have an incredibly small available supply, which means as the price starts to increase, as the number of holders begins increasing, the number of tokens totally available begins to diminish. Because of the token distribution, we have a really unique situation where everyone as an individual can collectively march shoulder to shoulder. I keep saying you're only as strong as your weakest link. The name of the project is Everybody Holds. There's a lot of people that were asking, why did you talk about Dogecoin and not Shiba Inu? Well, that's because Dogecoin had a massive market cap and Shiba Inu was basically a mirror image of it with a 1/10,000th market cap. So those were the old meme coins, the meme coin 1.0 I call them. In my opinion, HOLD is the meme coin 2.0. We are the same idea of a community-based project, except we've taken things to the next level. And what I mean by that is the meme itself, it's not a cat or a dog. It's a new creation that I believe will catch attention. When people see this image of the bag man with the money, it sticks in your mind. And now, right now, people may not recognize it. But in 6 months from now, if you see it all over the internet, everyone in the world could immediately associate it to hold. That's just another one of these little elements of demand. But the reason that I believe this project is going to be so successful is because we have an incredible community that all is in line looking at the same goal. I've used the analogy before of a tug of war. When you got 4 people pulling one way, 4 pulling the other, the rope's not going to move. But if you have 8 people pulling one direction, that thing's going to move. That's what we have going on right now. If you look at the chart, you can see it was beaten down. However, come February, the beginning of February, we're going to be doing a relaunch. Now, what I mean by a relaunch is we're going to be making a public statement, so to speak, that a new administration has taken over and the old guys are out. So as of right now, this is the shift. This is the battleship is turning, and that's why I keep saying, hey, if you want to sell, sell. If you want to buy, great. The people that, in my opinion, that buy in at this range and stick around, they're going to see these compounding gains that you could never expect. However, you got to stick around. The only people that are going to reap the rewards are the ones that wait to the end of the market cycle, because that's when all the money starts coming in. So we could be up 500x in 6 months from now. Great, fantastic. But what happens if billions and billions of new dollars come back into the market, or come into the market? That means they're going to be looking for a project to buy. That's what happened last market cycle. Last market cycle, there were tokens that were up so much, you're going, this thing can't go up any higher. But then all of a sudden, billions of dollars came in the market, thing explodes higher and just keeps going. So this turned out to be a much longer ramble than I anticipated, but I just wanted to say that this token hold is the token that I personally am willing to put my reputation behind. And I only say this because I know it's fair. It's a fair ERC20 token that is not ruggable. It's safe. It is a safe token. People that go to bed at night and wake up looking at their phone, there is no worse feeling than that. I did that at the beginning, but now I've learned the different tricks of how to avoid doing that. Hold. Everybody holds. What a great name. What a great symbol. Imagine if people just started linking on to that idea and actually started to hold. What made Dogecoin what it was? What made Shiba Inu what it was? The community. So far, the community for this project is superior to anything I've come across, because I believe we have the best group of honest individuals behind it, doing their best to make it as best as possible. So as long as we start bringing in new people, onboarding people, filling the buckets, as I always say, the price, it should go up, because mathematically, every token has been distributed. 72% of the supply was bought and burned. 72%. Not a single wallet owns over 1%. The total available supply on Uniswap is like 1.4%. It's nothing. So as the price starts to go up, as the community starts to grow, as the price starts to pump, as the excitement picks up, that supply is just going to keep dwindling. And if anybody remembers what happens with Wall Street bets, AMC, GameStop, they started buying and buying and buying while hedge funds were shorting and shorting, and it became a game. The people collectively took down hedge funds in such a insane fashion that the app Robinhood that was being used to buy it basically shut down. They moved the goalposts. You can't move the goalposts in crypto. So as this idea, this concept starts to take hold, and we start to move, take hold everywhere. As it starts to take hold, price starts to pump. More and more people start jumping on that idea of everybody holds. And if we can get just a small portion of the community in the market to do that, everyone's going to start to see what's going to happen with the price, It's going to lead to a squeeze, and everybody's going to want action. I think that hold is going to be a first of its kind, truly community token, and I'm honestly looking forward to it. And like I say, again, I'm willing to put my name and reputation behind the project because I believe in it. I believe in the idea that we could take something that's this, perfect ERC20 token with a perfect contract that I haven't even got into talking about the contract itself, but the idea, I think it's there.